Oh, so many good afternoons. Very, very good afternoon. Next 30 seconds, we are starting. Okay. Hi, once again, a very good afternoon. And let me quickly introduce myself for those of you who could not attend any of the earlier classes or those of you who don't know me. So, friends, my name is Dr. Darshan Ingle, and I am working as a principal consultant and a senior data scientist at Data Couch, where I'm mainly focused on getting for the industries AI-driven solutions, productionizing the things, solutioning the things as a consultant. So I have around 16 years of experience in this domain, and from the training perspective, yes, I'm an expert in Python, machine learning, deep learning, business analytics, data analytics, computer vision, natural language processing, generative AI, prompt engineering, and of late, as we understand, we have the agentic AI as well into the picture. Some of the firms for whom I have delivered trainings in the past includes Salesforce, PepsiCo, PayPal, CGI, Walmart, Siemens, Synechron, S&P Global, Crisil, HDFC Bank, NASCOM, HPCL, Power Grid Corporation of India, then I think so what is it? Science Technologies and many more, right? I mean, and being from the PhD background, yes, I have around 14 research papers to my credit. I have two patents as well to my credit, right? So these all are my credentials in brief for all of you to quickly figure out who I am. But you know what? Data science, Gen AI, agentic AI, these all are very quickly changing fields. So it's not really an easy go, to be very honest. And according to me, data science is something where there has to be a continuous learning, right? So that is something which is very, very important. Now, before I get started, you don't have to worry about what I'm doing on the screen, but you have to actually understand what is planned for you all. So, kind of, I am sharing my screen now. And first of all, I like to discuss what is going to be the agenda of the day. Before you say which tool are we using and all, let me tell you that I am known to discuss it in a very well structured way. So you need not tell me that Darshan, you do this, you do that, how is this coming? I will take care of everything. You know me very well, right? So I'm gonna take care of each and everything. Your job is just to stay connected and listen to me at every possible stage. All right. Now, I'd like to quickly discuss upon how the overall flow or the agenda of the session is going to be flowing for our today's day, right? So I have exclusively received the agenda and I would like to discuss about the overall flow of it. So once again, a very good afternoon to all of you. And today's session is mainly going to be on the foundations of data science with Python. So today we'll be beginning our journey that takes us ahead in understanding what data science really means with Python, right? So we will be, looking at all the ways of writing our very first Python code and analyzing data hands-on. And by the end of this session, you won't just know data science, you will experience it step by step, right? So let me tell you how we will be progressing today. So this is exactly how we are going to progress in our today's session. So we are going to start with introduction to data science, what it is, why it matters, and where is it applied. We'll be getting started with what is programming language, a quick clarity on the basics, why programming is critical for data science, why Excel or GUIs alone are not sufficient for you, which language you should choose, Python, why Python is dominating this field, and what is Python and its scope. Plus, the last thing that we'll be looking into is getting started with Python practicals, hands-on exercises to ensure you can confidently start coding in Python. Yes. And at each stage, I'll be asking you a few questions, not to test you, but to keep you think critically, like how a data scientist does. So be ready to figure out my questions. I start with it. My first question to you. If I give you 10 years of sales data, let's say from Amazon or Flipkart, what can you really do with it? Tell me. क्या कर सकते हो? What will you do with that 10 years of data? Save it in your disk and turn off the computer? Trend analysis. What a fantastic point, I must say. It's a very fantastic point. Predict stock patterns. Oh, stop. Are you crazy? Okay, very much possible, right? Amazon stock price. Sorry. Then Manjit says डेटा कलेक्शन करेंगे फिर उस पे एनालिसिस करेंगे. हाँ. Then Dhrubaditya says figuring out the insights. Money says we can check the sales in period of time. First, we'll do analyzing of the data and then we'll clean the data first. Wow, you guys are so intelligent. So I think I should end the session. Everyone knows everything over here. Superb. Very nice. Have a good day. Bye bye. Customer insights, data, identify filters, collection, analyze. Right. No need to be sorry. I am happy that you all have this idea. In fact, I was just playing around. So, yes, all of you are correct. And that is the essence of data science. So, the essence of data science over here is essentially taking the raw data that looks just like numbers and turning it into decisions and actions, whether it is predicting demand, reducing customer churn, or even detecting fraud. So, friends, data science gives organizations a competitive edge by transforming data into value. What a person likes, dislikes, exploring, figuring out. Yes, that's correct. Now, now that you have some idea about it, right? So now, before we start about talking about Python programming, let's first understand the big picture. And by big picture, I really want to talk about What exactly is data science? I want to talk about what exactly is data science, because see, many people throw around the terms, but very few can explain it clearly in one line. And today we will be breaking it down simply and correctly. So, if I ask you a question, if I give you a million of raw data from a company, sales data or customers data or prediction logs, what do you think you can do with all of this? Does your answer remain same as the previous question? Does your answer remain same as the previous question? No. Okay, so let me know, if I'm giving you millions of rows, then how will you work around with it? You want me to increase the size? Okay, fine. I think this is okay. Then integration can turn into structured data. Okay, that's also awesome point. Make predictions. Yes, make predictions. That's a very important point. अंडरस्टैंड द परफॉर्मेंस. सर इसमें हमको प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज यूज करके और उसके कुछ लाइब्रेरीज यूज करके उसको फिगर आउट करेंगे. वेरी नाइस मंजित. ओके, दैट्स गुड. ऑल ऑफ यू आर करेक्ट. All of you are correct. So if I say in simple words, data science is the process of turning raw data into meaningful insights and actions. So therefore, I say it is not just about the models. It is about solving business or real world problems by combining statistics, programming, and the domain knowledge. So let me ask you one more question. I'm gonna keep on asking you a lot of questions, so better keep your chat box open. It's a technical class. The more you interact, the more you take away the insights. Where do you think companies like Amazon, FedEx, Netflix use data science in their daily operations? Where do you think they use it in their daily operations? Oh, wow, that's a very nice point, Alex. Recommendation systems. I'm so happy to hear that. To analyze customer interest. Okay. Which movies are they likely to watch? To predict sales. Recommendation. Increase the revenue and reducing the cost. Delivery optimization. I order today, it should come to me in one day, right? So how does that happen? Yeah, how can we get more profit? Where they should invest more. Absolutely correct. Understanding customer behavior. So we can say Amazon uses data science for product recommendations, fraud detection, and inventory management. FedEx or logistics use data science to optimize delivery routes, reduce delays, and forecast demand. Netflix uses data science for personalized recommendations and predicting what you watch next. Yesterday only, I got a recommendation when I was yesterday evening. I had some time, so I planned to watch some movie. So there were two options: Son of Sardar 2, which was available on Netflix, and the second option was Ma movie, Ma by Kajol. So when I opened that, I got two thumbs ups over there, and it was written, "We think you would love this." So that's something which is awesome. So it has understood our profile. really very well. So the idea is very simple, friends. It is mainly data which leads to decisions and decisions which add value. My question to you now, if it is all about data, 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 then tell me, friends, if I'm having a very advanced machine learning model, but my data is dirty, missing, biased, what do you think will happen? Many people call it a data, data. Don't call it a data, huh? It's data. So tell me, what do you think will happen if your data is dirty, missing, or biased? Decision would be biased, wrong output. So let's say I'm creating a recommendation model for figuring out who should be hired versus not based on the resumes. But if my training data had lot of data of men as compared to women, then in the real life, it will never select women, but it will select all men. And that is flaw in the data. Gigo, very nice. Garbage in, garbage out. Error, no proper solution. It will not actually give error. The better way to say that is it will give you wrong results. We can say it will give you wrong results. Model won't work properly. Or in simple words, as you said, right, garbage in, garbage out. Yes, garbage in, garbage out. So one of the very important point I want to tell you, one of the very, very important point, most of the data science project don't fail because of bad models. They fail because of bad data, unclear problem definition, and lack of deployment or monitoring. That is why we always emphasize the full pipeline and not just the algorithm. Creating a algorithm is very easy, very, very easy. You won't believe if I randomly, let's say, mm, don't worry what am I doing, but let's say if I have to implement standard code for a machine learning algorithm like linear regression. So we say from sklearn you do this, LR is equal to linear regression. Then I say linear regression dot fit. Then you predict and you calculate the error and you print it. That's it. You won't believe me. These 5 lines of code, you understand it or you don't understand it. That's not important. What am I telling you is this 5 lines of code can create a machine learning model. So even a 10 standard pass student can create a model. 5 lines of code. If I say that, okay, Darshan, I want to implement some other machine learning model, not this, but I want to go for logistic regression. You import it, create an object, fit, predict, done. That's it. If I say I want to create it for, let's say, a decision tree classifier, you do this. Did you see over here? Everywhere it's the standard step from something, from something, from something. LR is equal to the name of algorithm, logreg equal to name of algorithm, DTC is equal to name of algorithm. Then fit on X train, Y train, fit on X train, Y train, fit on X train, Y train. Predict on X test, predict on X test, predict on X test. Then you have the calculation of the error matrix. Here I use MSE, accuracy, again accuracy. So the code is very standard. So even a 10 standard pass student, or I can say even a 8 standard pass student can create a model. But it is your data which makes a difference, right? Your data is what is going to make the difference. Yes. So Then I say, okay, I think I see a question by Manish. He says, the code is written by AI. Yes. So what is that makes us valuable? See, Manish, AI can write the code. I completely agree with your point. That's a very good point which is raised by him. A very, very good point. I will like to just list down his point for our better understanding. I'm going to copy it so that you are able to see it here. Hmm. Yeah. Manish says, if code is written by AI, then what makes us valuable? Right? Makes sense. So, see, AI can write the code, but that doesn't mean that programmers lose the value. In fact, your value has become even more important now. I'll tell you with pointers why I think so. Number one is the problem definition or problem understanding. So, see, AI doesn't know what problem to solve. It can only predict the code. Humans are the ones who understand the user needs, business goals, and the real world context. So if you define the right problem, then Manish, you are irreplaceable. Second, second, I say critical thinking and debugging. See, AI will often write the code that looks correct but has hidden bugs. It has inefficiencies. A good programmer knows how to test, debug, and validate the solutions. So, your ability to think critically is what is going to ensure that the solution by Manish is trustworthy. Third is creativity and design. See, what I mean by that is softwares. Softwares isn't just the lines of code, it is about designing systems, architectures, and user experiences. AI can assist, but only humans bring creativity, empathy, and innovation. You come to me and say, Darshan sir, I'm feeling very depressed. I'm not able to cope up with programming. AI will not guide you over here with a human touch, but I can give you that confidence. So that is again very important. Then the fourth one is the ethics and responsibility. So by that, see, who will make sure that the code is fair, secure, and safe for the society? That's again where our roles comes into picture. AI does not understand the consequences, it only predicts probabilities. Therefore, I always say AI is a tool, not a replacement. Manish, when calculators came, it did not replace mathematicians. Or when Photoshop came, it did not replace the artist. AI won't replace programmers. Instead, who learn to use AI effectively will be most valuable because we will be able to build faster, smarter, and better. So the value is not just in typing the code, it's in thinking, solving problems, and using AI as a powerful assistant. So, in my opinion, Manish, those who The future belongs to the programmers who combine human judgment with the AI speed. Yes. Does that make complete sense to you, Manish? And everyone? Yes. Okay. Okay. Should we depend on coding in AI, or we should learn coding from the scratch? Oh, that's again a very good question, right? मोस्ट वेलकम अभिषेक सर। थोड़ी हिंदी भी यूज कीजिए मंजित। मैं तो बाय चॉइस हिंदी में बात करना पसंद करूंगा। मुझे ना इंस्ट्रक्शंस है कि ये बैच इंग्लिश में होने वाला है, तो इंग्लिश में बात करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज देयर माइट बी सम पीपल हु डोंट अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी। And just like I told you last time, right, I'll be using little bit of Hindi and immediate English translation of the same. I'll try to follow this. Okay. So should we depend on this for coding, right? So see, should we depend on coding, or should we depend for coding in AI, or we should learn coding from scratch or manual coding? See, we should not depend only on AI for coding. Learning coding from scratch is essential. It's very, very important. हिमांशु, लास्ट टाइम हमने ये कंफर्म किया था, एंड देयर वर फ्यू पीपल हु एक्चुअली सेड नो। सो इसलिए, नहीं तो फिर मैं डेफिनेटली करता। And also, sometimes what happens is, even if in the live class, everyone confirms that, okay, I understand Hindi. And if there are some people who are watching the recorded versions of it later, then they face issues and they raise their concerns. So that's why, it came to me from the big boss, please, to take the sessions in English only. So if you can reach out to the PW team, and if they agree, then definitely I am completely okay. मुझे तो दोनों लैंग्वेज आता है। I am completely okay. ठीक है। So Deepak, I was saying that if you don't know the basics, variables, loops, functions, debugging, then you won't even understand whether the AI code is correct or wrong. So without fundamentals, you cannot control the AI. You will just copy blindly. It is like sitting in a Tesla's autopilot car with 100% faith. What if it is not following the instructions at some point of time and is taking you down the valley? At some point of time, you should at least know where the brake is. So learning coding from the scratch is essential. And I always say, AI is like a calculator for programmers. Imagine doing math. If you never learned addition or multiplication, a calculator wouldn't help you. You would not know what buttons to press. Same with AI. You need to learn the concepts first, and then AI becomes your productivity booster. Manual coding builds problem solving skills. So always remember, AI is your partner, it's not a teacher. Once you learn the fundamentals, AI can speed up repetitive work. It can suggest improvements or inspire new ideas. But the control must always be yours. But the control must always be yours. That's very important. Okay. Okay. Then. Arey, are you going to give me some opportunity to go ahead or convert this session into Q&A? Huh? What is planned and what are you guys asking one after other question? Uh, what is this question by Deepak? Deepak, don't ask so many questions that we are not able to cover the topics. One question in a while which is relevant is okay. Let me read your question. I mean, maybe it is relevant as well. In data science, while cleaning, sometime we have to use some library and this depends on. Then what should you do in that question? See, I would say don't skip learning. If you directly copy AI solution, Deepak, without understanding, you might solve one problem today, but you will get stuck up next time. Use AI as a guide and balance the speed and learning. If it is a time sensitive project, you can use AI to get to results quickly, but later make time to study that library properly so that you build long term skills. So I always say, you should use AI to save time in short term, but never skip the effort of understanding the library because that's what make you grow as a data scientist. Is that clear to you, Deepak? Yes, perfect. Welcome. Okay, now we go ahead to the data science life cycle. Understand this. So, what is there in the data science life cycle? Whenever you talk about a data science project, following things come into picture. The first is problems framing, where you define your business problem, the real world questions. The second is the data collection. You gather the data. You gather the data from the database, from the APIs, from the IoT sensors and whatnot. Then you perform data cleaning and EDM. Then feature engineering. Then modeling. So what is feature engineering? What is data cleaning? We'll understand with help of examples. But for now, data cleaning, we are going to study each of this step by step in our entire journey of 6 months. So don't worry a lot about it. Don't worry a lot about it. So here, I would like to tell you that see data cleaning and EDA. It is important for handling the missing values, outliers, and explore the data patterns. Feature engineering is transforming raw data into useful variables. Basically, if I know date of birth of all my students, I can calculate their age. If I know the address of all of them, I can extract PIN code from them. Then comes the modeling part, where you create machine learning models or any model. It can be deep learning model as well. Then is the model good or bad? You do that. Then you deploy the model. Basically, deploy is where you host that model on a website and that website is shared with the client. You won't share your code. You'll share a nice user interface. I will I will share with you one such code. You let me know if it is accessible to you or not. I am sharing with you one code. One moment, you can just click on that link. It's actually in the process of opening it. It will take few seconds for it because the app was in the dead state and it is waking up and it will hardly take another 4 or 5 seconds. Then you click on that link. I'll tell you what is that link mainly about. There is a machine learning model which is there behind it. It's still loading. When I give you yes, then you click on it. Before that, don't click. When I give you yes, a thumbs up, then you load. It doesn't take so long, but yeah, it's loading. It's almost done, but yes, it's loading. Yes, it's loading. Even I have kept it open. It's just that that screen is not shared. I will tell you what is that about. It usually takes only 4 5 seconds. I think today it's in deep sleep. Uh-huh. ओपन हो गया। मेरे यहाँ पे तो नहीं हुआ, और इतना टाइम लगता भी नहीं है उसको। पता नहीं क्या ही चल रहा है। हाँ, रीओपन भी कर लिया मैंने, फिर भी ओपन नहीं हुआ। It now it is loading. I think in another few seconds it should be ready. Today it took a lot of time. It is still loading, but it's almost there, done. Now it is loaded, open, right? Yes. This is, if you now experience, there is the machine learning model behind this web page, and this is about the project of tip prediction app. So it's on a US data set. You can enter the total bill. What was the total bill when you visited that restaurant? How many people visited? The gender of the person who paid the bill, whether he smokes or not, the day of the week on which he visited the restaurant, and whether he visited for lunch or dinner. And it will predict the amount of tip that the customer is likely to give. You can play around with that. There is a machine learning model behind it, which is responsible for taking decisions over here. Okay, now we understand this thing. So that is nothing but the deployment. You don't share any code with anyone. You share it like this. Did you all experience it playing few values? If yes, just confirm me with a yes. All of those who tried it, है ना? Yes. Okay, Deepak says yes. Okay, Pallavi tried it. Shubham, Manish, Abhishek, still loading. Okay, no problem. No, no, it's not loading. Try opening it in a different browser. When it open for me, I'm the owner of it. It will open for you as well. Okay, chal. And then after that, you have to also keep on monitoring for the performance of the model. So, therefore, I say success is nothing but business impact, not just the accuracy. So, now let us consider a scenario to understand. I'm considering a scenario to understand each of the above thing. There is a healthcare provider which has patient data, age, history, treatment, and wants to reduce the hospital readmission date. Rehan, yes, this is our first technical class. Earlier, we had a career discussion class. This is our first technical class. So, we are actually starting with our course today. Yes, Azhar, it's a very good observation. If the total bill increases, the tip also increases. And that's exactly how it happens usually, no? The more bill, if I usually have a bill of 500, I give around 3, 4, 5 rupees tip. If my bill is around 5,000, 8,000, then I give around 50 rupees tip. If it goes somewhere around 20,000 in a restaurant when I'm hosting a party for all of my relatives, then I give a tip of around 100 rupees. I never go above 100. So it depends. But yes, more the bill, more the tip. It will look odd, na? Bill of to 20,000 and the tip of just 5 rupees. Doesn't make sense. How is smoker and day affecting? Why won't it affect? See, when smoker goes, he will also order liquor. He will order starters, right? And day, Deepak, most of the world is out for spending their day on weekends only. Monday to Friday ऑफिस है ना भैया, भूल गए? ऑफिस नहीं है, सबको स्टूडेंट समझ के रखा क्या आपने? People work from Monday to Friday. So Saturday, Sunday is where the business is likely to be more as compared to Thursday, Friday, and other days. Are you understanding how it is mattering? Yes. So a healthcare provider has patient data, age, history, treatments, and wants to reduce the hospital readmission. So, what all steps of the data science life cycle would be most critical? Well, let's understand. Problem framing is define the business or real world questions. So I say problem framing, it is nothing but where I have to define, let's say, readmission. Then, if I talk about data, it is nothing but patient records, diagnostic codes, etc. When I talk about exploratory data analysis, it is about spotting the trends in the age group. The data is mainly about old people, young people, mid-aged people, or mix. Then, if I talk about feature engineering, then we are looking at how uh, how much back in time was his earlier visit. What are the comorbidities? Then, if I talk about model, it's mainly about predicting the probability of the patient getting readmitted. If I talk about deployment, it's about alerting the doctors at discharge with the help of a nice UI. And monitoring is where you have to ensure that the predictions today are good and after 2 months are also equally good, even if the patient population changes or retrain the model. So therefore, I say data science is not just about learning algorithms or coding. It is about solving real world problems end to end. Yes. Now, after that, the next topic that I have been asked to go ahead with in today's class is this. Manish, I'm sorry I won't be able to give you a heads up. It's important to join every class which I take on time because I'll tell you, we have at least around 50 people in the class, right? So they will not like me having a flow disturb. Else, repeating is not at all a problem for me. But when it comes to overall batch, it becomes a challenge. But I'll give you a quick idea in 1 or 2 lines. What have we covered so far, right? So that we have an idea of what all you have missed. So, so far, I will tell you what all things we have covered in our journey. So the first thing we uh, we looked into data science definition and its importance. where we understood that it transforms the raw data into actionable insights and decisions. Then I talked about its application in the industry, how Amazon uses it for recommendation, fraud detection, how FedEx is using it for route optimization, demand forecasting, and how Netflix is using for the content recommendation. Then we looked at the challenges in the data science. So, where we understood that success in data science depends on clean data, well-framed data, and the deployment. Then, data science life cycle. So, this involves 8 steps: problem framing, data collection, cleaning and EDA, feature engineering, model evaluation, etc. And the role, right? We looked at the role of programming, which we are just going to actually get started with. That's it. I hope that makes sense to you, Manish. Welcome. Now, after this, next thing. The next is we are talking about what is programming. So, welcome, Shubham. So now that we know what data science is, I'm going to step back and ask simple but powerful question. My question to you all is, how do we actually talk to computers to make all this happen? You need not answer. How do we talk to computers to make sure all of the things, whatever I talked in data science, right? So many things we discussed. How do we talk to computers to make that thing happen? And that is exactly where programming languages come in. You can think of them as a bridge between human thinking and the machine execution. So, see, yes, with the help of machine, you can talk the language. It's a bridge in between the very good. So let me ask you one more critical question. If two people don't speak the same language, what happens? मी ना आता मराठीमध्ये बोलतो. किती लोकांना कळतं मराठी? येतं का मराठी? कळतंय का मी काय म्हणतो? हो, बोला. कोणाकोणाला कळतंय मी काय म्हणतो? कोणाकोणाला समजतंय मी काय म्हणतोय? माझं सेशन चालू आहे आणि लवकर लवकर उत्तर द्या. हां. Some people know it. Abhishek says don't understand. They use translator. Through interpreter, we are able to communicate. I can understand, not communicate with each other. Use Google Translate. When I was in Thailand, this Google Translate was very, very helpful. Huh? I mean, if they don't understand, they used to turn on the translator. I'm like, yeah, what is he doing? So he used to ask me to speak, and then he used to understand. And then I also started using it in Thailand, and it was really a good experience. I literally chatting with those people in real time. It was good. It was good. So yes. So we understand in the same way. In the same way, I would like to say computers only understand binaries, zeros and ones. So if you try to speak directly in binary, it is impossible. And that is where a programming language is like a translator. It allows humans to give instruction in a structured, understandable way that the computer can use to execute. So now you tell me, How would you define a programming language in one line? How would you define a programming language in one line? In your own words, I don't want a perfect definition or something. In your own words, how do you define programming language in just one line? Hmm. Okay. I'm not reading out your responses aloud, but I am skimming through all these things. All of you are able to actually figure out the most important thing. That's superb, right? Very nice. Very nice. I can see you can figure out the things. Human language to machine language by Arpit as the last comment which I read so far. I have read every comment so far. It's just that I am not reading out every comment aloud. So yes, so in one line, we can say a programming language is a formal system of communication that allows us to write instruction that a computer can interpret and execute. Very nice. And therefore, I'd also like to say that it is not just random English. It has rules, which means syntax, structures, that is loops, functions, and it has meaning as well. That is, it has semantics. Very important. Now, I get into the next topic, which is a type of programming language. My question to you over here is, do you think all programming languages are same? No, no. Yeah. And that's actually correct. We can say some of them are harder, some of them are easier. We can also say some of them are task specific. And that's exactly where I say that programming languages comes in different categories. You have low level languages which are very close to the hardware, like C or assembly language. You have high level languages like Python, R, Java. These are very critical and low to human thinking. You have general purpose languages like Python, Java, C++. And you have domain specific languages like SQL for databases, HTML for web pages, etc. For data science, we mostly rely on high level general purpose languages like either Python or R because it's very easy and fast to learn, easy to read, and they come with lots and lots of powerful libraries. Acha, if that is the case, let me ask you, is SQL a programming language? Yes or no? No, 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 no. It's a query language. It's a query language. It's yes, it's a tool. Very nice. So that's a little tricky question, but according to me, I would also support the option as yes over here because SQL is domain specific language. It is not general programming, of course, but it is perfect for querying and manipulating the data. That is why data science In data science, I would say you would combine SQL with Python. And this is what is important. So I would say, to summarize, I can say a programming language is how we instruct computers. It acts as a translator between the humans and the machines. They come in different types: low level, high level, general purpose, domain specific. And for data science, we choose the high level languages. And very soon, you'll see why Python is going to be a good choice. Hmm. Then the next topic. Why programming language is important for data science? See, now that we understand programming language is important, what programming language is, it's time for me to connect it to the data science. So you might wonder, can't I just use Excel, Power BI, or some other drag and drop tools for data science? That's a very awesome question to ask, I would say. But the reality is, without programming, data science cannot scale. It cannot be automated. It cannot be trusted for production. Let's understand why. I'll start with question. If you had to analyze 10 rows of data, could your Excel handle it? I may ask you the questions in the right or wrong way. It can be even a trick question. So whatever is best for you, you give the answer. Excel can't handle 10 rows of data. It will be very slow for 10 rows. Guys, I said 10 rows. I didn't say 10 million rows. 10 रो नहीं हैंडल कर सकता. इतना बकवास सॉफ्टवेयर है एक्सेल. Is it really that bad software that it can't even handle 10 rows? What are you saying? What are you saying? It can easily handle. It can easily handle. But consider over here that it can handle. If I say, what if I give you 10 million rows from the FedEx delivery logs? Is that possible in Excel? Now you can actually say no. Now you can actually say no. Excel will start hanging, lagging, freezing, slowing down. Even a sum on a particular column may take 2 to 3 minutes to come. You can't do anything in Excel. In fact, above 50,000 rows only Excel starts to stumble upon. After having 2 to 3 packs, they say how a person starts to stumble, cannot walk properly. You make the number of rows 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. You will see Excel also hanging. It cannot handle. It cannot handle. It would crash. It would be very slow. And that is exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say over here that Excel is good at breaking down the things, but programming lets you to handle the large scale data sets at a scale. It helps you to automate repetitive tasks. It helps to run computations efficiently on clusters, that is distributed environment, servers, cloud platforms, etc. Let's ask. Let me ask one more question. Imagine if you discover a great result for analysis. Your manager asks, "Can you reproduce this exactly tomorrow?" What happens if you used all manual clicks in Excel? Then reproducing it tomorrow is hard. You might have even forgotten what all steps you did. And that is again a challenge over here. And that's why I say without coding, there is no reproducibility. Programming is like documented instructions. You can have version control, you can share it, you can rerun it to get the same results. And this is something which is very critical in data science, where data can cost millions. It happened to you. Ah, great. That's a very, very realistic thing. One more. If you generate a weekly sales report manually every Monday, imagine what will happen if this Monday you are sick. Every Monday, weekly sales report has to be generated. And this Monday you are sick. What will happen? The report will be missed? Yes, unless and until there is someone who is your backup, who knows the steps, right? I have to go out of the bed and do the report. Very nice, very nice. Yes, right? So report is delayed. Someone else have to do that. If no one else does it, then that's a problem. But the thing is, I say with programming, you don't need to do all that manual efforts. You just write one script, schedule it, and it will run every Monday automatically. This is also what data science teams rely on: programming for scalability and reliability. Very important. One last question. You have seen the deployed model. Suppose you build a predictive model that reduces the late deliveries by 20%. Awesome, right? How would you make it available to millions of customers using the FedEx application? By integrating it into some workflow like a website, like I showed you. Am I correct? Am I correct over here? Yes. And that's exactly is my concern over here. Deployment requires API. It requires microservices, pipelines, CI/CD. You may not know all of these terms, but all of this depend on programming. Without code, your model just stays in the Jupyter notebook. And with code, it becomes a real product. So always remember, when you're creating a model which is actually good for reducing the late deliveries by 20%, how do you make it available to the customer? Maybe by putting it into an Android application or into your iOS application, or maybe host it on some website. How do you order products on Amazon? Using Jupyter Notebook or using the Amazon application or the Amazon.in website. That is what I am saying, Abhishek. If you are not attentive from the start of the session, you probably don't know what is a deployment. If you don't understand that, I am guaranteeing you, you were not attentive right from the start of the session. I guarantee you that. What is deployment? Tell me, Abhishek and Shravan. Do you remember what is deployment? Did you try out the Streamlit application, which the link which I shared? Answer me in the chat. Abhishek and Shravan, did you try out that link? Yes. Tip prediction app. Yes. Did you? Yes, I did. What about you, Shravan? Very good. So what we did over there, then you are on track. Then you have not missed anything. But I don't know why that question came from your mind. If you have visited that website, that means how is that website doing the prediction? Because when you are entering the details in the backend, the machine learning model is predicting that. So my question was same. When you build a predictive model, let's say that model is capable of reducing the late deliveries by 20%. How are you going to share that model with the customers? Are you actually going to share the model just like here? Sorry, just like here, I created the model by the name LR. Here I created logreg. Here I created DTC. How to share it? Am I going to share this code with the customers? No. I will put this code in some website and I'll create a nice user interface. And that is what will be shared with the customers. That is exactly what is called as deployment. Your code will run in the backend, front end will be a website. That is a deployment. Is that clear to you guys? You cannot share your code, right? Yes. Just like, for example, I'll give you one more example. Let's say when you want to, uh, when you buy a computer, does Microsoft share their operating system code with you? No. It shares, they share a bootable image or a .exe file you install. Any application you download from the internet, do you get the code for it? No, you get it as a .exe file which you install. That is what is nothing but a deployment. An image is available which gets installed in your system and you don't ever share the code. Okay, so I would say to conclude, the programming is essential in data science because of the following pointers which I want you to read by yourself. Tell me, Priyanshi, why are you raising the hands again and again? 7 to 8 times I have tried to lower your hand. May I know why you're raising it again and again? You have any concerns? I have given you the permission to speak. Hmm? You have any concerns? Tell me. Tell me quickly. Priyanshi, Priyanshi, that's distracting the class. Okay, now let's get to the next one. Which programming language should you choose? Now you will say, of course, Python. That's also one of the topic which is important for us to discuss, and it's exactly as per the agenda. I mean, today's agenda is exclusively shared by the PW team, and I'm just trying to follow that, and I think it's good as well. So, okay, now that we know why programming is essential in data science, the next big question: which programming language should you use? In the sense, you have many choices: Python, R, SQL, Java, Scala, Julia, but not all are created equal for data science. And by the end of this discussion, you will know exactly why Python is the clear winner in this scenario. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. Uh, Diganta, what will you do with these notes? It is not yet complete. Yes. So my question to you all, if you need to name a programming language that you have heard in data science, what comes to your mind first? Don't worry, guys. I'll take care of all of this. Abhishek, Manish, and yes. Python, R, Python, R, Python, 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 Python. Baap re, so many people saying Python. So many people in favor of Python. Everywhere Python is there. Hmm? Yes, I agree to this. So the most important languages, according to me, are Python, R, and SQL. SQL will be helpful for querying. R is strong in statistical modeling and evaluation, and Python is all-rounder. Python is all-rounder. It handles everything from data wrangling to the deployment. Other than that, absolutely nothing is required. No Java, nothing else. If anyone tells you anything like that, ask him to go and learn Java in data science. You learn Python. For a long-term future-proof career, you learn Python. Do not listen to anyone else. No need to learn Java. Only Python and SQL. Only this. Even if a person with 20 years experience says that, I can assure you, you can ignore that. Just listen to this. That's a very important point which I have written. You know what? There is always something which is called as the R language versus the Python debate in place. So, if I want to make a very detailed statistical report with advanced charts, then in that case, the language which actually wins is R programming language. Yes. So, R is fantastic for statistical modeling. Statistics, statisticians use R. Data scientists don't use R. But when it comes to industry scale workflows, integration with databases, machine learning, APIs, and all, Python is the one. So today, companies prefer Python only for making production ready pipelines and not R. In fact, why do you think most of the tech companies, Amazon, Netflix, Google, FedEx, standardize on Python for data science? You will not believe I have been engaged with FedEx since last 11 months. They are learning Python from me. Python, data science, Python, data science. And that's a fact. Till this point of time, I'll tell you, I have completed total of 11 batches with them. For all of their senior working folks, they are migrating from SAS to Python. So tell me, why do you think companies are standardizing on this? What does your gut feeling say? Easy to use. Okay. No prior programming language experience needed. Very good point. Result is so accurate. Less thing. Okay, Python is easy. Speed, libraries, complexity, easy to learn, users. So Python is having a lot of advantages. Hmm. Well, these are the most important points as per me. Python has rich ecosystem. Numerical Python, NumPy, for reading and working data manipulation task, data cleaning using pandas. Scikit-learn for machine learning. You can see here as well. See scikit-learn, sklearn. Then TensorFlow for deep learning, PyTorch for deep learning. Python you can integrate with the databases, APIs, cloud platforms. Python can run locally as well as it can run in distributed systems on clusters or any cloud ML services. Community and talent pool. See, many of the people have already learned Python and many are learning Python. So by default, the community of Python is growing. And therefore, Python becomes the most practical choice. Yes, most active community as well. My question to you now is, if you invest your time in learning Python today, do you think it will be still relevant in 5 to 10 years from now? If you invest time, yes, and I must say that's correct. Python is not about data science. It is used in web development, automation, cloud engineering, AI, generative AI, DevOps, robotics, cybersecurity, almost every tech field. So choosing Python means your skills are future proof and transferable, Abhishek. अगले 10 साल का गारंटी दे रहा हूं मैं, अभिषेक. और क्या चाहिए? क्यों जावा पढ़ना है ना? Why to learn Java? I'm giving you next 10 years guarantee with Python. Give me 10 seconds. Even I completed full Python stack course. Okay, that's very nice, Manjit. In local institutes, we use Java as well, but don't get into all those things. Deepak says even ChatGPT is mainly built on Python and its libraries. Yes, that's correct. So I would say over here, I'll give you my verdict. So I would say, so we say SQL is essential for querying. Second, R is strong in statistics. Python is the go-to language for data science because it covers entire pipeline right from data prep, which is cleaning and feature engineering, modeling, visualization, deployment, and automation. That is why in this training, we'll be using Python as our foundation. That is why we'll be learning Python and its foundation. Now, one last question before we get started with Python. Now, the last question. What is Python and its scope? See, now that we all have agreed upon that Python is our language of choice for data science, let us answer two big questions. What exactly is Python? And how far can Python take us? What is its real scope beyond data science? And this clarity will help us understand why Python is not just a tool but career investment. So, let me ask you a question. If I asked you to describe Python in one line, how would you do that? If I ask you to define Python in one line, how would you do that? What would you say? Easy to use. Okay, very nice pointer. Very nice. Python is a versatile language. Okay, that's again a great pointer. It's high level and interpreted language. Okay. Healthy and filled with libraries. Okay, yeah, that's very important. Healthy. Healthy. Syntax is easy. And I would agree to that. So I would say that Python is high level. High level interpreted object oriented is it known for this? Array, Dhrubaditya. I don't want the Google answers. I want your answers, which you type from your own beloved fingers, not what Google is saying. So Python is high level interpreted general purpose language, which is known for simplicity and readability. And why it matters is because it lets us focus on problem solving rather than worrying about the syntax. So if I say, why do you think Python consistently ranks first or second in the programming language popularity worldwide? And I think this you already answered. It's easy to learn and it has many libraries. And that's absolutely correct. I like to talk about this is your university definition. From where did you find it? I mean, universities never define Python. From where did you find it? You memorized it. That's very nice. If that is coming out of your head, then I really appreciate it. Good, good. Very nice. Then I must take that efforts to actually say that this is really appreciable. Yes, I appreciate it. Abhishek, don't create a suspense. You can type your question. Everyone is directly typing the question, right? You can type it. I'll take it at the right time. Don't worry. Welcome, Dhrupaditya. Okay. And Shubham says, I heard in one of the lectures of introduction that DSA with Python should be learned while working on it. What is it, and is it something that we are going to use in data science? See, DSA basically means data structures and algorithms. So data structures basically are the way you organize and store the data as a list, queue, trees, graph, etc. And algorithms are step-by-step methods to solve the problems like searching, sorting, finding the shortest path. So DSA is all about how you arrange your data and how you work efficiently on it. And we learn it with Python because Python is beginner friendly, so you don't have to struggle much with the syntax. How much is DSA connected to your data science? See, there are some algorithms like searching or graph algorithms and optimization, which are used in data analysis, machine learning, and AI. So these are directly required. But you know what? I would say if I talk about it indirectly, DSA actually builds your problem solving mindset. It is not just about using, but it will also help you understand how real world data structures are positioned. For example, if you are having millions of data points, choosing the right data structure is going to be very important to make your code 100 times faster. So we don't really have to do it from the scratch because everywhere we have good library support. You have TensorFlow, Scikit-learn, PyTorch, which is already built on the DSA principles. So you don't just memorize the theory, you will automatically learn it in the projects. So that's okay. Then one question by Abhishek. Welcome, Shubham. Shubham, welcome. Which editor do we use for coding in Python? See, Python can be written anywhere. VS Code, PyCharm, Jupyter Notebook, IDLE, it can be written anywhere. Google Colab. Once we come back from the break, I'll be talking about how to install Python on your system. That's also there in our today's agenda. You should have ideally noted it at the start when I didn't write it. My bad. Sorry. But yes. We'll be discussing it, Abhishek. That is going to be our next task. Next current task is this. Next task is break. Next to next task is that. Okay, so I think that answers Manish's question as well. Okay, coming on to which libraries are important. So we have the following libraries which are important. First is NumPy, which is helpful for mathematics. Pandas is important for handling the data manipulations. Matplotlib and Seaborn are for data visualization. Scikit-learn is for machine learning. TensorFlow and PyTorch are for deep learning. So these all are the libraries that will be helpful for you till the agentic AI. That's for sure. Okay. Now, therefore, I say to sum up, Python and all is this. Please have a read through it. I shared the notes file with you, by the way. Can you explain what is deep learning? See, for understanding what is deep learning, you must understand what is AI, then understand what is machine learning, then comes the deep learning. So AI is where you are making the machines think like humans. Machine learning is a branch inside AI where machines are learning from data. And deep learning is a branch inside machine learning that uses artificial neural networks which are inspired by the human brain. So basically, deep learning is when computer uses neural network to automatically learn patterns from large amount of data. Just like if I say, when you upload a photo and Facebook tags your friend automatically, that is deep learning. When YouTube recommends videos or Alexa understands your voice, that is deep learning. When self-driving car detect the stop signs, that is deep learning, right? Computer vision for face detection, medical imaging, that's deep learning. Chatbots, translations, ChatGPT itself, it's deep learning. So deep learning is a part of ML, which uses neural network inspired by the brain, and it uses the patterns automatically learned from the huge data. And that is why it is, it powers things like face recognition, voice assistant, and even the self-driving cars. I hope that is clear. Yes. Okay, Vivek. Okay, everyone. Then who teaches the basics in recorded module, and are you there only in the live class? Yes, I really don't know who teaches it in the recorded module. I think the instructor who teaches that will introduce himself over there. I am there only in the live sessions. I don't teach in the recorded ones. Is 6 months enough to complete all the course? Well, in my opinion, yes, of course. So it should be more than sufficient. How much time you want to invest in studying? It's time to learn and then quickly earn. So both are important. Right. Will you get a entry level job? You know what? People who have learned, they are also not getting entry level jobs. But the ones who learn it and try to implement projects, upload their projects to GitHub, showcase their resume, have a strong presence on LinkedIn, connect with the HRs and the community around, they land up in positions much earlier. So it's all about the entire ecosystem understanding and not just about doing a course. Course is just a validation that you have learned it. Can you really apply it? When you start doing it with the projects, that is where you actually show that I am capable of being hired and can add value to the organization. Just saying that, okay, I have completed this course, I am telling you right now, you will not get a job. Teaching is only 20%, 80% is what you do, right? So that's one thing. It's already 2:39. Uh, thank you, Navid. And can you explain NLP? NLP is natural language processing. It is again a branch of AI that teaches computers to understand, process, and generate human language like speech or text. So, see, NLP, see, human language is complex, full of slang, grammar, double meaning, emotions, and computers don't naturally understand it. So NLP helps to bridge that gap. Google Translate, right? It's clear example of NLP. Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, understanding your voice, that's example of NLP. Your chat GPT, which is generating human-like answers, that's NLP. In your Gmail, whenever you get an email, it automatically gets classified into spam or ham. So that's NLP. Sentiment analysis. In a tweet, it's NLP. So the idea is very simple. The input can be a text or a voice, and the processing happens, and then the output comes. That is NLP. Okay. Then practical class will be held on tomorrow. No, today only. Once we come back from the break, we are gonna get into the setup of Python. So this is the last topic. This is the last topic for the day. So expect maybe the next thing is going to be on the setup, and then we get started with the content. सर रिकॉर्डिंग क्लास कहाँ पर मिलेगी? आपके लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम के ऊपर मिलेगी, एलएमएस के अंदर, जहाँ पे आपको सारे रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस मिल रहे हैं, वहीं पे आपको ये सारी चीजें मिलेगी. You'll find all of these things. Okay, one last question. After that, we'll go on a break. The difference between data analytics and data science. Data analytics and data science. Data analytics is only when you look at the past data to find insights. So basically, data analytics is all about what happened and why did it happen. So over there, you use tools like Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, and from Python, you only use pandas and matplotlib. So let's say a shop owner wants to check the last month's sale to see why products sold the most, or last month's to see which products was sold the most. And data science is where you use the data and advanced methods to predict and build systems. So what will happen next, and how can we build an intelligent solution? Over there, you need Python, R, machine learning, deep learning, AI frameworks. So it's like, based on the historical data, I want to predict the next month sales using machine learning and recommend stock levels. So data analytics is looking backward and finding insights from the existing data. Data science is looking forward to use the data, AI, ML to make predictions and build the models. So in simple words, in layman terms, I can also say, one moment, just give me 10 seconds. Sorry for that. It was kind of urgent. Yeah, so I was saying data analytics. So data analytics is, Dhrubaditya, I can say data analytics is like a doctor checking your medical reports to tell you what happened to you. But data science is like a doctor predicting your future health and giving you personalized treatment plan, right? So analytics is about looking at the past data and science is about looking at the future data. I'm so happy. Thank you, Prapti. Okay, great. Okay, Dhrubaditya. Then Deepak says, what is the duration of the class? Was this not communicated to you? Don't ask me these all questions. Ask the PW team all these questions. I can only answer the question about the duration of the class. Rest all of the things I really don't know. The duration of this class is 3 hours. Rest all of the things can be answered by your PW team. Please put up your questions over there. Drop in an email. Right. Welcome, Abhishek. Chalo, that's good. Then tell me data science versus data science. See, whenever you say science, it is a field of study. Just like how you study physics, chemistry, computer science, in the same way, data science is where you study what all things, stats, programming, data analytics also, machine learning, and deep learning as well. And data scientist is a person or a professional who works in data science. So if I say I am a data scientist, then I am the one who is working in data science. I am cleaning the data, analyzing the data, building machine learning models, solving real world problems. So it's like, how we say medicine is the field and doctor is the professional. In the same way, data science is the field and data scientist is a professional, in simple words. Yes, welcome Abhishek. And I hope Shravan, it's clear to you. Yes, perfect. Guys, whenever your question is answered, have a habit of saying thank you. I mean, it's not important to say, but these are the habits which even I follow in real life with anyone. Not because I'm your instructor, I'm expecting a thank you, but these are basic ethics which will take you to a next level in the life, right? So, I mean, I'm just telling you what all I follow. It's not a compulsion, but it helps. It helps. That much I can definitely tell you. So only saying okay is kind of, it's I don't know, but I don't say it's insulting, but it sounds incomplete. Okay, thanks is also good, right? So I'm not targeting anyone. I'm just giving you tips and tricks for your future life decisions. Okay. So Jupyter Notebook and Google Colab is the same. We will see that after the break. That's exactly what we have to discuss. ये लिखा है ना यहाँ पे getting started with Python practicals. We'll be talking about all these things over there, Navid. Okay. So now we are done with all of this. Are we good to go on a break? Because once we come back, I'm not going to take any questions on this topic. I'll be specifically focusing on the hands-on part. Are you all ready to go on a break? No more questions? Yes? Okay. Perfect. So you'll be having a break of 15 minutes. The time to come back would be 3:05 p.m. So, panelists, right? Will be coming back at this particular time. You will be seeing my camera on, so do not panic if you see, if you're not able to see me and speak, if you see me and I'm speaking but you're not able to hear, then that's the reason. Else, please do not panic. Okay, I'll see you all in 15 minutes, 3:05. We come back. Thank you. Bye. Going on mute. Enjoy your break. Hi everyone, welcome back. We are starting in 10 seconds. No link shared, nothing. Okay, everyone. Chalo, let's get started. I'm going to share my screen so that the things are end to end available for you to see. Now we get started with exploring what we have in Python, right? So we are getting started with Python. So for that, you will have to install Python as a IDE. Now, if you see the IDE which I am using is Jupyter, not Jupyter, is Visual Studio Code. If I click on my launchpad, you see I have installed the VS Code. You see that over here very clearly. When I click on this, VS Code opens. Okay. But which IDE are you going to use? Well, you are going to use the IDE Google Colab. And for that, I'm going to share with you all the perfect instructions as well. So okay. Now everyone is requested to not to give me any instructions or anything on what I have to do. I am a very senior instructor and I very well know what are your requirements. So just stay connected with patience. First, you all listen to me, then by default, everything will fall in place. So now everyone, I'll be sharing the drive link for this after some time. It is not immediately required. It is not immediately required. I'll be sharing the drive link with you after some time, or I'll share it right now also. That's not a problem. But there is no need to refer the drive link. Right now, there is absolute no need to refer the drive link. You can just save it somewhere, but there is no need to refer the drive link as of now. So now coming on to the software which we are going to use. So we'll be using the software which is called as Google Collaboratory. So again over here, Mm, mhm. Okay. So now see, there are three ways of going ahead with the things. You can either go ahead with Google Collaboratory. Let me open up that. Okay, September batch and here and here. Now see, now softwares that you can use for this training. The first one is you can use Google Colab. Second one is you can use VS Code. The third one is you can use Jupyter Notebook, or you can also use the cursor ID, etc. Now, among all, this is what I recommend. Google Colab. This is online version. So just needs internet, takes 10 seconds to get installed. So these are the advantages of Google Collaboratory. So I would recommend you all to get started with this. Now, if you want to go ahead with any other IDE, that is your choice. That installation process, I will not be getting into the details of it step by step. You can find that anywhere on the internet, anywhere on the YouTube. I will tell you one ID, else I will have to invest one entire session in just explaining how to install ID. And I don't think we are here to get into all those things which will not actually benefit the entire class. So installation video, you know, right? You will easily find it anywhere on the YouTube or anywhere. My important point is to make sure you have all the things to quickly get started with. So friends, how do you get started with it? Now, the first step is if you want to use the Google Collaboratory, right? So Google Collaboratory setup steps. You need to sign into your Google Drive. Then click on My Drive. And then you can create a folder. Let's call as AI training or whatever is the folder name of your choice. I repeat, you go to your Google Drive. Now pay attention. I'm going to explain you that things only. In your Google Drive, I asked you to click on My Drive, right? And I'm going to duplicate it so that I don't lose this. So in your Google Drive, first of all, you should be signed into your Google Drive, then click on My Drive. In your My Drive, I asked you to create a folder. And that folder, I said that you call it as AI training. When that folder is created, open that folder. Okay, this is what I said. Then you go to new, more, and you will not find Google Collaboratory installed. So just like you install any application on your mobile phone, in the same way, you have to click on connect more applications. When you click on this, it will open the Google Workspace Marketplace. And here you got to search for collaboratory, right? So when you search for collaboratory, you'll find this. Click on this and just click on install. And within 10 seconds after allow, continue, allow, it will be installed. If you forget the steps, then those steps are written over here. Sign in with Google Drive, click on My Drive. Create a new folder named as AI training or any folder of your choice. New, more, connect more apps. Search for collaboratory, install it. The way to confirm that it is installed is you should be able to see the uninstall button just like I am having here. This is what I asked you to do. Quickly do it, and once you are done, just let me know in the chat that I'm done. Some of you might be very fast in doing it. That's good. Some of you may get stuck up somewhere, but no worries. I am here to guide you at any point of time. Now, this is what you can refer it in the sheets, right? I can see 4 messages saying done. Manjit, every session is getting recorded. I already talked about all of this in the first session. Welcome. If anyone has any issues, please let me know. So the detailed steps are also there to guide you. So you'll not get stuck up anywhere. Another 1 minute. Manjit, it would be great if you hear to my instructions. Later on, if you face any challenges and you say to me that, sir, I'm having this issue, can you help? I won't be able to help you at a personal level, right? So I'm getting this issue, I'm getting that issue. How should I handle it? So this Google Colab is like a foolproof solution. So if you follow my instructions, that would be great for you only. Rest, I leave it the decision to you. If you can manage it, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, I don't think so anyone is facing any issues. That's good. So once you are done with that, everyone, then I would say again in this folder, click on new, more. These steps are again there in the software setup. Once it is installed, kindly refresh this page of AI training and then go to new, more, and open the Collab notebook. And obviously you'll be having it installed, so you should be able to open it. Then that's how the notebook is likely to look. Then inside the notebook, the first thing is you click on the settings, click on AI assistance and turn on these two on and then say close. These steps are also here in that AI training folder. Open the notebook. I say label it as my first notebook. So I'll do that here. And then I say go to settings. As you can see, settings, step A, step B, AI assistant, step C, turn this on and close. All these things I have given you step by step. So I don't think so that's going to be a challenge. Okay, so I'm assuming everyone is done. Now look at the use of the Google Colab. At the bottom, you have the options to do the AI assistant. I'm just crossing it out. Here, if you see, first you click on connect. After you click on connect, the notebook gets connected to the kernel. And once it is connected, you can click on the AI assistance, which is nothing but this Gemini logo at the bottom. When you click on this, I prefer to shift it to the right-hand side to move it to the panel here. And let's say if I say, write a basic Python program to print hello world. Now see what happens. This is like communicating with ChatGPT. You see over here, the program is written automatically in the notebook. I did not do anything. And then it is asking me, you want to accept this suggestion? You want to accept and run also, or you want to cancel it? I'll click accept and run. So it ran also, and you can see the output. It is still working and done. Okay. Then I can also add a cell and click on generate. And here I can say what I want in this, see, when I was in this cell and clicked on generate, it automatically added that reference. And I can say, write a program to calculate factorial of a number accepted as input from the user. So this is something which you will not get in the Jupyter notebook. You see the code is added. It is asking me to accept or accept, and then let's say only accept. And then I can click on this play button to run it. It is asking, yes, it's Copilot in VS Code. Absolutely correct. I say enter the non-negative number. I say 5 and I press an enter and it says factor of this is 120. This is what we see. Then I say, I add one more and I say, add 5 such similar programs to my notebook. And it is saying, okay, accept an auto run. I say, okay, no problem. Now you see over here, no, basically I am going to rest. So I know you don't know Python, but understand the use cases of it. How to set the mic? That's my MacBook setting. That's not related to the Gemini. Deepak, I'll come to your question later. Yes, that's good, Manjit. Then, so we can see if you look into the output, it has created 5 more programs like that. Calculating area of rectangle, number is even or odd, and this and this and this. Okay, let's say, you know, let's say I am going to delete that code, delete, 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 delete. I'm going to make some mistake in the code. Mistake over here, mistake over here, and let's say some mistake over here. And I run it. So it's asking me, I say it, and it gives me an error. I come over here and I say, remove all the errors in the notebook and ensure that it runs. So see, this is something which is going to help you in a long run. Even before we start Python, it's important to understand how you approach it. So it has removed. Let me accept and run it. It's asking me. So I'm going to put, let's say 5, and see that's perfect. I say over here, can you add comment to each and every line of the factorial code? And it says yes, accept and run. It's added. You can see over here, every line of the factorial code is commented. So no doubt about it, it is advantageous. Yes or no? Tell me, isn't that going to be helpful for you in a long run based on whatever you have seen? And yes, right? I still don't say that completely be on the ventilator. No, you should definitely help it to increase your productivity. But in the initial days, I would request you to rather not refer to such things, because your true learning happens when you try the things by yourself rather than taking AI help. Let the errors come and you should learn from these errors. If Copilot is not there on some ID, can I still figure out? Maybe by going to Google. You should always try those approaches as well. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, chalo, good. Finding it helpful. Next is, that was code completion, right? Now let's see code suggestion. If I write a comment over here, write a Python program to check if a string is a palindrome. I am typing it. And when you write a comment and then after that you press an enter, it can even suggest you the entire code. Now, sometimes it is slow in suggesting. That depends on your internet speed. My speed is good, but yet it is slow. This also happens, but it is very good in suggesting. So let's say if I start typing that, let's say input is equal to input bracket, enter the string to be checked, and then it is still not recommending. So sometimes it is very, very slow. So that is why I don't like this mode. That's the reason I prefer to show it as a second choice. But if I do the same thing in Copilot on my VS Code, if I'm doing it on my VS Code, let's say I'm creating a notebook. And if I come over here and I type it, and now I press an enter. See, this is the power of VS Code. I accept it. It suggests the next one. And it suggests the next one. And then I run it. So VS Code is very fast over here. If I say, write a program, see, I didn't even type it. I just told write and it figured out. Is it factorial? I accept it and then it has started suggesting. I just have to accept the suggestions with a tab key. Tab key is useful for accepting the suggestion. And then for the upcoming code, press and enter and accept it with a tab. And I run it. You can see. So the same thing happens in Google Colab as well. It is just that it is little slow sometimes. If you try it, maybe you get it faster. It depends. You can try this and tell me if you are able to see the code suggestion. Let me know if you're able to see the code suggestion. Some of you should be able to see it. For me, it was taking some time. So it's taking a lot of time. It's still not suggesting. Taking time to suggest, right? Sometimes it does it very fast. Sometimes it is slow. That is why I showed you the chat mode of the Gemini rather than the suggestion mode. It comes, but it's not really that great in my opinion. It's not really that great, but it comes. Some of you may see that. Try it out. Try it out. Let me see if you any one of you is able to see that. It does, by the way. From my experience, it does. Oh, Manish is able to see that. See, Manish is able to see that. Okay. Anyone else is able to see the Copilot suggestions? Please confirm. Anyone else able to see the suggestions? Mm, no problem. Even if you're not able to see that, that's also completely okay. Right. Now, now that you understood how to work over here, another thing that you can do is, yeah, now listen. If you want to use another ID locally on your system, you can go to anaconda.com. This is the official, sorry, this is the official website of Anaconda. Here you click on free download. I'll share it, the link with you, don't worry. And you can just say get started. Sign up, I guess it was not mandatory. I don't know why is it asking to compulsorily sign up. But let's say I'm signing up. It was not mandatory ever, but no worries. I guess they might have changed it. I have not used Anaconda since a long time. I have it installed already on my system. And then when you do that, based on whatever, Windows or Mac, it will be showing you. Just click on this download. After downloading, do not change anything. Just simply install it next, 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 and finish. And you will get Anaconda installed. Don't go for Miniconda, go for this only, Anaconda, right? And if you want to go for Visual Studio Code, which I'm using, you can go for VS Code download on the internet and download the Mac or the Windows version of it. Next, 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 finish. In VS Code, you will also have to download Python, by the way. So, my dear friends, I will be consistently using VS Code for the coding throughout this training. And you will be consistently using the Google Collaboratory. Whatever cell I execute on my VS Code, you will be able to comfortably execute on your Google Colab as well. 100% guarantee around it. So whatever executes over there, you should be able to do it on your Google Collaboratory. There is nothing that executes on my system but will not execute on your system. That is what you need not worry about. Now I have VS Code and Jupyter and so you are very rich, Manjit. Now let me ask you, what are you going to do with all the three? You can use, can I use notebook? Use any ID. That's completely fine. I already confirmed that, Dhrubaditya. Don't ask repetitive questions. Use any ID of your choice. That's completely fine. We already clarified it. In my opinion, if you ask me, I would say go ahead with Google Colab. If you are comfortable with the local one, then feel free to go ahead with any ID of your choice. No issues in that. So the certain VS Code kernel not connecting pieces. I told you, right? I will not be getting into all those things. Else, I will be investing a lot of time on debugging only, right? Collab, it will work seamlessly. So kindly connect with Collab. And for all these issues, I guess you can use ChatGPT for figuring out or YouTube video to figuring out how to do that. Okay, right? See, the end goal of the course is to learn Python, not to learn how to install. So as far as the installation is concerned, we have one successful ID called as Google Colab, which is working. You can continue with that. That's it. That's the main idea behind it. Okay. Now, now we have everything. Now I'll go on to this. Yeah. Now here I'm creating my notebook, my first notebook. Okay, let's get started. Now, first of all, this is the IDE. Your Google Colab also looks the same. Now, coming on to Python, some important information related to Python as a programming language. This is exactly what we are trying to understand in this session. So here I say, mm, let's have a quick introduction to Python as a programming language. So let's say mm, that becomes the agenda for the day. Now, coming on to Python. What is Python? See, we know that Python is nothing but a high level interpreted language. Now, see, interpreted means Python, if there are 100 lines of code, and if the 10th line is giving an error, Python will say that first you rectify that error, then only I will start looking for the code below the 10th line. So it's an interpreter, whereas compilers compile the entire program and tell you what all are the errors at what all places. So Python is an interpreted language which is known for readability and versatility. It supports multiple programming paradigms. So object-oriented programming, procedural-oriented programming, functional programming. Don't worry, we'll be anyways covering all of this as and when we go ahead. It is widely used in these all things. Then I say Python, well, it was created by the person Guido van Rossum and was first released in 1991. Another important point I want to tell you is Python language is not named after the python snake, but it is actually named after a comedy show, comedy web series. At the no, it's a British comedy web series called as Flying Circus, and the director of this Flying Circus was Monty Python. And Guido van Rossum was a fan of this show, and that is what as a gratitude he named this language also as Python. He never thought that the language would come up so fast. But yes, that is it. If I look into the features of Python, the first one is it is easy to learn and read. So Python really has a simple syntax to understand. Then it is an interpreted language, meaning that the code is executed line by line, which makes the debugging very easy. It is dynamically typed. So those of you who know programming, let me tell you that in Python, you need not design a data type by saying int a is equal to 35. Data type need not be given. Those who don't know it, when we actually look into the code, we will understand it. Then as we understood, it has an extensive, it has a large library set. Yes, it is cross-platform, so it can work. It is available on various platforms, Windows, Mac, Linux, everywhere. It is object-oriented. Again, you will be having a specific chapter on what is object-oriented programming. So Python is object-oriented. Then the community support on Python is really very high. Huge support. It is versatile. It means it is used in web development and whatnot, right? Data analysis, data intelligence, business intelligence, and whatnot. It has integration capabilities. Then it is open source. It means it is freely available as well. And next one, I would say it is also interactive, right? So Python is also interactive. Basically, You can also test and debug your codes in real time in Python. That is another advantage. One more advantage that you see, it's is the indentation. Again, when I actually demonstrate it in the code, this will become clear. Maybe in the next week it starts, right? So it has indentation. So that's these all are the features of Python. Now see, every programming language, let me tell you that obviously Guido van Rossum has taught a lot of things to the Python language, and one of it is a function. Let me tell you, there are many functions in Python. To start with, the best function is the print function. So this print function, so Python knows what to do when you receive the print function. This is how you write print, open bracket, close bracket. That's a type signature. That is how it understands that it is a function. So when you say print function, it is used to print something on the screen. So whatever you write inside this round brackets gets printed. For example, see, if I just say hello world and I run it, it gives an error because it is syntactically incorrect. It is syntactically incorrect. But if I say print hello world, if I say print hello world, now whatever is there inside double quotes would be printed as it is. You can see that. In fact, even if I say print hello world, even if it is in single quotes, it's going to get printed. The only condition is if it is starting with double quotes, it has to end with double quotes. If it is starting with single quotes, it has to end with single quotes. So if I say print hello friends, my name is Dr. Darshan Ingle and I am your instructor for this Python course. I write one more print. I am happy to have you all here. I write one more thing. Let's start our Python journey together. I read one more thing. We'll be learning a lot of new things this way. I read one more thing. Welcome to the world of programming. Whatever I do, you see it is going to get printed. So whatever you write inside round brackets in either double quotes or single quotes will get printed. But why this double quotes and single quotes both are available? See, if I say I want to type McDonald's. So whatever is there in the double quotes gets printed as it is. But if you would have started McDonald's with single quotes, then it would have assumed that, imagine if this was single quotes, then it would assume that it is over here and it will give an error. So if I say print McDonald's, I'll show you. If I say print McDonald's, right? So ideally it thinks that it starts from here and it ends over here. Therefore, you see the color of S is different. So the line number 17 is going to give you an error. You see that? Line number 17 is going to give you an error. So you can do it this way. If you want this to be considered as a quote only, then backslash single quotes. You need not do that. See, this is easy now. Why will you go for line number 17 ka code? Line number 16 is easy. But remember that this can be done with this way as well. Line number 17 is also one way of doing that. So whatever you type inside this, even if I say that I am 37 years old, I stay in Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. If you see over here, comma is allowed, number is allowed, this is allowed. It's okay. Anything you print, anything you put inside double quotes will get printed as it is. Anything you do, it will get printed as it is. This is the basic print function. In fact, you'll not believe, we'll talk about this in the next class, but even if I'm talking about a very basic addition program in Python, so it's very simple. A is equal to 100, B is equal to 200, C is equal to A plus B, and print C. See, 300 is here. But, I'll talk about this in detail next time. But if you say C in double quotes, then it prints C. As per this rule, right? Whatever you write in double quotes gets printed as it is. So here, if you're writing C in double quotes, it will be printing it as it is. And if you just say C, it will print the value inside C, which is nothing but 100 plus 200. By the way, let me tell you over here A is a variable and 100 is a constant. Similarly, here B is a variable, 200 is a constant. Here C is a variable, A plus B is an expression, and 300 is a constant. And that is what. So see, if I say print double quote C, it will print C as it is. But if I give the name of the variable, it will print that, which means what will happen if I say print A, print B? See, it prints A, B, C also. Tell me what will happen if I say print D? Line number 11, what according to you can happen with line number 11? When I say print D, A, B, and C to exist. A, B, C exists, therefore they are printed. D to never existed. What according to you, what is your gut feeling? What should happen? क्या होगा, क्या लगता है क्या होगा, बताओ. Error? Even I think so, it's gonna be an error. Let's check it out. Yes, it says name D is not defined. This will give an error. That's perfect. So now, obviously, the print function is not over here. We have to talk about it in detail in the next class. But yes, this is what I wanted to talk about. So what I would suggest you now is, as a small finishing touch, I will be uploading this. We now all the resources, as I told you, over here. कोडिंग कहाँ करे तो इसके पहले जो मैंने पूरा रामायण सुनाया वो क्या था? पूरा जो रामायण सुनाया गूगल कोलैब के ऊपर काम करने के लिए, वो क्या था एग्जैक्टली भौमिक? वो थोड़ी विंडोज मीडिया प्लेयर दिखाया जो मूवी प्ले कर रहा है, वो कोडिंग का ही तो था. गूगल कोलैब इज द सॉफ्टवेयर ना, वेयर आई आस्क्ड यू टू डू द कोड. मैं अभी आया हूँ, तो तुम एक्सपेक्ट करते हो लेट आने के बाद कभी भी कुछ भी सवाल पूछोगे तो गलत है ना. तुम्हारे पास कॉन्टेक्स्ट नहीं है फिर, तो पूरे क्लास का फ्लो खराब होता है. तुम एक काम करना, यू वॉच द रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ द क्लास. ओवर देयर आई हैव एक्सप्लेन हाउ गूगल कोलैबोरेटरी एंड अदर आईडीएस कैन बी इंस्टॉल्ड, and yeah, you should be able to do it from there. Okay, now no problem, no need to be sorry, that's okay. Mm, all of you, could you please confirm, have you all received the resource link? Is the resource link available to all of you? Yes. You can download the resources. Very good. That's it. Anyone having any further questions, kindly let me know. How much time is needed to learn Python? Ideally, I can also say 30 hours. I can also say lifetime. If you ask me, I'm learning it till today. मैं थोड़ी expert हूँ. I am myself learning. In spite of having used Python for more than 10 years, I'm still learning. So I don't think so there is a perfect answer to that. Because see, after learning, you have to practice as well to be a pro in that. And that is exactly what we call as true learning. Only saying I know Python. See, I'll tell you, no. According to me, what is actually called as a learning is if I ask you a question, or no, let's say you're sleeping. Huh, you are in deep sleep. And I wake you up, Manish, and say the Manish, wake up, wake up, wake up. ABCD बोल के दिखाओ. You will quickly speak it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H up to Z, and you'll go back to sleep. Your sleep will not be disturbed because it's there right on the tip of your tongue. That is the kind of proficiency you should expect in Python as well. And that is, if you ask me how much does that take, that takes almost several years and consistent practice. If it is just about learning it from the PW, expect it to be done in around 10 to 20 hours. Okay, chalo then. Bye bye everyone. It was nice connecting with you. Please create your profiles on LinkedIn. ये मेरा LinkedIn profile है. Make sure you have your presence on LinkedIn, GitHub, everywhere. Don't just stay as a student. That is very important. Else, only certificate will not fetch you the job. Always remember this. Have a bigger vision. Okay. I need to launch the polls, right? Polls. Requesting you all to kindly fill up the polls. I'm sharing it now. Recorded. अरे यार क्या मिल गया टाइटल सब अलग अलग ही पोल ओपन हो रहे हैं. Last feedback poll. Yes, launching it. Your feedback is important. If everything was correct, please ensure the ratings is 5 only. If there is a scope of improvement, please let me know in the chat box. Darshan sir, you need to improve over here. I will take all the necessary actions. I can go to any extent to help you, but provided you reach out to me. I am not an astrologer. So always remember this. Yes, I'll meet you tomorrow. That's correct. We'll connect on LinkedIn. Yes, don't only just follow, you can connect on LinkedIn. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Arjuman. Thank you for calling it a wonderful class. Yes, I'm from Mumbai. Thank you, Deepak. Dhrubaditya. Thank you, Aditya. Oh, thank you for calling me awesome. Thank you, Abhinav. Thank you, Diganta. Thank you, Palki, Alex, Shubham.